morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. I'm going to read the opening statement before we begin the meeting. This is to inform the general public that this meeting is being held in compliance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. This notice was emailed to the Star Ledger and West Orange Chronicle on December 21st, 2022. Councilwoman Castellino?
Present.
Councilwoman Geber Michael?
Present.
Councilman Rutherford?
Here.
Councilwoman Scarpa?
Present.
Councilwoman Williams?
Present.
Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The council is now in their public meeting. The first thing we're going to do today is nominate and elect our new council president. So do I have a nomination for the floor for council president?
I move to nominate Tammy Williams as council president.
I'll second that.
Okay. Are there any other nominations from the floor? Seeing none, I will do a roll call vote. Councilwoman Castellino?
Yes.
Councilwoman Geber Michael?
Yes.
Councilman Rutherford?
No.
Councilwoman Scarpa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes.
Congratulations, Councilwoman Williams. Council President Williams.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now we're
Thank
just
you.
going to switch around our seats so the council president can take over the meeting. Yeah, we're going to swear her in. So Township Attorney Ken Kaiser will be administering the oath to Council President Williams.
Put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Tammy Williams,
I, Tammy Williams,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly
that I
swear
will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform
impartially, and justly perform
all the duties of the office of Council President
all the duties of the office of Council President
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to my council colleagues for their votes of confidence. And now we will continue with the meeting, and we have public comment is next on the agenda. Is there anyone who would like to make public comment? If so, please approach the podium at this time. Okay, seeing none, we will continue with our resume.
Zoom.
Oh, Zoom. Is there anyone?
Any members of the public wishing to address the town council at this point, please raise your hand. Last chance, any members of the public wishing to address the town council, please raise your hand. Council President, we have 17 attendees and no one wishes to address the town council at this time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We will close public comment at this time. Thank you to all of our guests who are here in person, and many thanks to those who are also attending our first meeting, organizational meeting via Zoom. We appreciate your time. We will now move forward with our liaison appointments, first beginning with the Planning Board. Are there any nominations to be the liaison for the planning board? I would like to self-nominate.
I'll second.
Excuse me one second. Okay, gotcha. All right, I'm sorry. I just had to ask a question. So who did the nomination? I'm so sorry.
I nominated myself,
Okay.
and Castellino,
I
Councilwoman Castellino, second.
Okay, we're going to do a consent vote at the end. We'll do all the nominations going through, and then we'll do the nomination, or we'll do the consent vote at the end.
Okay.
What are you talking about? In other words, instead of having to do a roll call for every single liaison appointment,
I don't, the only reason, in case somebody doesn't agree, you're, I mean,
okay, all right,
If
so,
everybody has agreed on all his appointments, that's one thing. But ordinarily, you do it one by one.
I mean, I hope
Okay.
everybody is,
can
but I
I
don't
do
know.
a, all in, I'll just do a roll call.
Yeah, I'm not
vote
sure if we
since
all
I'm
have
not-
the time to
All right,
work this out, so.
okay, that's fine, I didn't realize that. Okay, so Councilwoman Castellino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Geber Michael,
Yes.
Councilman Rutherford,
No.
Councilwoman Scarpa,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Okay.
And next position is for the Degnan House. Are there any nominations for the Degnan House?
So I've had that committee. There's a couple other committees I wanted. I'm still willing to serve on it, so I didn't know if anybody else had wanted an opportunity there. If so, that's fine. If not, I'm more than willing to serve.
You know, I think I would like to either do Degnan or Renner, so either one is fine with me.
Yeah, I'd like one of them. Doesn't
Okay.
matter which one. I think Ren.
Okay, so I have two nominations for Degnan House.
One, well, let me self-nominate for Degnan House.
Okay. And you nominated for Degnan as well?
Well, wait.
No,
Or you're willing-
the-
okay.
No, the councilman wants to have a try at that, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll
there?
second.
Thank you.
Hold on a second.
And can we ask to expedite the process if there are no objections, as opposed to going through and nominating or
Sure.
asking
we
each
can do
person
that,
for a vote?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, are there any objections to this nomination? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
And next, we have the Renner House.
I'd like to nominate Susan Scarpa for Renner House.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
Are there any other nominations for the Renner House? There being none, there being no objections?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Next is the Downtown West Orange Alliance.
I like to stay on there.
I'll second that.
Are there any other additional nominations? If there are no objections?
You have to entertain them one at a time.
On this one you do?
One at a time.
Yeah, you have to
you
entertain
have to
each
entertain
motion.
each motion
Correct.
individually.
Okay,
So you could ask if there's any objection, and if there's no objection, call for a
all right.
Right.
If there is an objection, then you call for
Roll call.
All right, so are there any objections to Castellino, Councilwoman Castellino having the Downtown West Orange Alliance?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Next, we have the West Orange Municipal Alliance Committee. I'd like to self-nominate and keep that.
I'll second that.
Is there any objection to this nomination? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next is the West Orange Arts Council. Any nominations?
I'd like to self-nominate.
Second.
Is there any objections to this? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Open Space and Recreation Committee.
I'd like to,
I was going to nominate
go
you.
ahead.
Wait, just for a second. Okay. I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Geber Michael.
I'll second that.
Is there any objection to this nomination? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Next, we have the Public Relations Commission.
I'd like to stay on that committee.
I'll
I'll
nominate.
second.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, what were the nominations?
I nominated for Public
And
Relations,
second?
Councilwoman Gabor Michael.
Thank you. Any objections to this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Thank you.
opposed? Motion carries.
Next, we have the Oscar Schindler Performing Arts Center.
I'd like to nominate Susan Scarpa.
Second.
Okay, are there any objections to this? No. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
West Orange Board of Education Liaison.
I'd like to stay on that committee.
Second.
Okay. Are there any objections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Joint Meeting Commission.
I'd like to remain.
I'll second.
Okay. Are there any objections to this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
West Orange Historic Preservation Commission. I'll keep that.
I'll second.
Okay. Any objections to this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Pedestrian Safety Commission Committee. I'd like to nominate Asmaret.
Second.
Hold on a second. Okay, is there any objection to this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Municipal Insurance Fund.
So I'd like to remain, but we do have two appointees there.
Yeah.
I'll
we did.
second for Bill.
We need a second person as well.
Let's do one at a
Do we
time.
do one at a time?
Yeah, we'll do one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, okay, is there any objection to Councilman Rutherford?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
What's the commitment on that?
It's only when you have actual cases to review.
Yeah, we now schedule quarterly, and then if there's no business, then, and it's in a half hour before the regular meeting, when we do have it, so it's
On the night of
on the night of the
On night
meeting,
of the
so,
meeting. Oh, because you have to get there by 6 instead of
yeah, yes, I have to get there early.
leave it up to you guys if anybody wants it.
I'll
Aye.
take it.
I'd like to nominate
Oh,
Susan
then
Susan
Susan.
Scarpa.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, hold on. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Is there any opposition to this? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Bill, do you still want economic development?
Was this?
Do you still want economic
Yes.
development? Economic development, I'll nominate Mr.
We just passed the planning board.
Oh, Planning Board, okay. West Orange Planning Board Liaison, I'll take that.
I'll second.
Wait, didn't we do that,
No.
the first
It's-
one?
It's two different. One is the Planning Board appointment, and one is the liaison.
Can't do both, can you?
Yeah, how can you do both?
That's how it's always been done.
Well,
I think
So wait, so you're going to be the,
yeah, I think you can do both.
Susan did,
That's how it's always been done.
Yeah,
Susan was both.
I don't,
it was me, it was right.
so why don't we do this? So your Councilwoman Williams is the appointment, is a full appointment, and this is a liaison
It's a
position.
non-voting role, right?
That's an,
It's a
Well,
non-voting.
The-
Non-voting.
The reason that you have a liaison, one of the reasons you have a liaison is to bring information back and forth.
Right.
So you don't necessarily need two people. If you appoint one as a member, that can be the person who's the liaison to do the back and forth. I suspect you could, if you wanted to appoint a second, you could.
so
I think
if we
it
don't
really-
need it, why is it there? So this is what,
Well, you don't always have,
like, it shouldn't be there
you
then.
wouldn't always have a member of, who was on the planning board. You wouldn't always have a member of the
So technically, this
well,
first,
Can we let
I might be
No,
council?
in fact, the statute may require it, actually.
Yeah.
It is-
I'm-
it
you know,
is.
I believe it may, but I don't have it in front of me. But the point is, with one serving, could serve as a liaison, I think, but you could also appoint somebody else, somebody
You
else
could have a
has to
second.
show up, or
okay, so
Okay.
let me ask a question, if you don't mind, Council President. So, because, shame on me, this has only been my 7th year on the council. So, planning board itself is the first one is an appointment that the council makes, so it's a really consensus appointment that should appear on the bottom of the agenda as opposed to the top. Is that what we're saying?
Mayor's appointment is the.
Or is it a mayor's appointment?
It is?
I didn't.
I mean, I always thought it was a liaison from us, Councilman McCartney served as, not as an appointment.
Can we have someone pull up the
Yeah.
ordinance, please? Thank you.
Yes,
go.
I apologize, first time this
So let's-
conversation's coming up.
But, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's circle back.
but we did have a nomination, which I self-nominated, and we did have a second, so we do need to pause so that we can clarify the information.
Yeah, because it
Okay.
sounds contradictory.
And
All
given,
right.
given that's an important committee with a lot of information, I think we do need a person, another person. And I would nominate Bill Rutherford.
Okay, well, we have one nomination on the floor, and it's been properly seconded. We are going to pause for additional information on the ordinance, and then if that initial vote does not pass, then we will come back for a second nomination. Thank
Or it
you.
may be a mayor's appointment.
Yeah, I think it's a mayor's
So
appointment.
then it's,
I mean,
It
we're
might, it
council.
might be a consent to a mayor's.
right.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
we will come back to that and move on, and we'll go to economic development. And I am going to nominate Bill Rutherford.
I'll second.
Like stereo tonight.
Okay, is there any opposition to that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Environmental Commission.
Who wanted that?
I do it if there's no,
I don't want.
I don't necessarily.
I'll nominate Susan.
Second.
Any opposition? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? The motion carries.
And Rent Leveling Board, I had that, but can we clarify whether or not that terminated or had an expiration date? I think I've heard that mentioned in the past, that it had a sunset.
I mean, if you want to stay in that role, I'll nominate you. If you want.
It effectively doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, so
So,
let's
like-
remove it.
I don't know what the council's intent is going to be going forward, whether we're going to reenact and perhaps a different ordinance, but
It probably makes sense, since an ordinance would be required for it to move forward, it would probably make sense to wait until you implement that ordinance and make the
Agreed.
appointment.
Okay. So for now, we are not going to appoint a liaison for the Rent Leveling Board. Next on the agenda is the Cannabis Task Force. There is, I'd like to pull that, if we can, from the nomination process. Can I have a second on that?
Yeah,
Second.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it's been pulled.
And next is the Senior Citizen Advisory Board.
I'd like to self-nominate.
I'd like to self-nominate.
Okay, we have to do one at a time.
So we have Asmaret who first self-nominated. Is there a second? Is there a second?
Can we just, before
Yeah.
we do the vote, can we just have a quick conversation?
Yeah, let them.
We wanted to switch Rena with the,
They're going to, can we redo the rent a house nomination? We'd like
Okay.
to.
So in order to be able to do that, I need someone
You
to,
have to have separate votes on each.
Yeah.
right, I need,
You have to have a vote rescinding
So
your
we'll do
previous
the-
vote.
right.
All right, hold on a minute, because we have a motion on the floor for this.
Well, we don't have a motion on the floor because it has not been seconded. We have a nomination on the floor.
That's what I meant.
I would like to nominate Susan for Senior Citizen Advisory Board.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any opposition? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is carried.
I'd like to offer a motion to rescind Susan Scarpa's appointment to the rent a house.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion has been rescinded.
I'd like to offer a motion to nominate Councilwoman Geber Michael to the Rent House.
Second.
Okay, is there any opposition to this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is carried.
I'd like to pull the council consensus appointments from the agenda for today, please.
Second.
And just real quick, so we could go over that.
Can I just take a vote?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried.
So is there discussion on the consensus appointment?
Yeah, I'd like to have some discussion.
Okay.
Okay, so, just so the public knows, we're just not, we just have an opportunity to talk about these yet, and also to request resumes from potential candidates for these. So, we have 10 days to our next, I'd like to, get it, hope we could get it done on the next agenda, so.
So if there's, I'm going to ask my council colleagues that if you have a recommendation for the rent leveling board, we are not going to move forward with that at this time because
Yes.
we are going to have to review the ordinance. If you have a recommendation for the zoning board or for the Economic Development Commission, please forward your resumes and circulate that to your council colleagues for review.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we can have the administration go back and present us with the ordinance for the planning board, that would be appreciated. Is that available?
We could do that next meeting, too.
Well, we can just give it a few
We'll take a
moments.
5-minute recess.
Yeah, let's take a 5-minute recess. Can I
Yeah.
ask my colleagues for a 5-minute recess? Thank you.
For two different people.
Right.
Thank you. The meeting is called back into order. And I would like for our legal department to explain the issue with the planning board liaison appointment and its double,
Yeah, there is no planning board liaison from the council. It's an actual member, class 3 member of the governing body to be appointed by it under the statute. So you're now a member of the planning board representing the governing body. There's no liaison, and there's no need for a liaison because you can report about what's going on. So
okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thought it didn't make sense.
All right.
So we're removing that from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Therefore, it looks as if we have completed our agenda. At this time, we will
Adjourn?
adjourn the meeting.
Entertain a motion to adjourn?
Is there a motion to
I
adjourn?
offer a motion to adjourn this meeting, Council President, and I hope I'll get a second.
I second.
Second, congratulations, everybody.
Congrats, everybody.
12:10, and the meeting is adjourned.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.